रहमतुल्लाह। ऐसे बैठो, बैठ जाओ। मलक तकरीम है तिलावत।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाह।
वालेकुम सलाम।
अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम। बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। उद्उ इला सबीलि रब्बिका बिल हिकमति वल मौइज़तिल हसनति वजादिलहुम बिल्लती हिया अहसन। إن ربك هو أعلم بمن ضل عن سبيله وهو أعلم بالمهتدين. وإن عاقبتم فعاقبوا بمثل ما عوقبتم به ولئن صبرتم لهو خير للصابرين. واصبر وما صبرك إلا بالله وما صبرك إلا بالله ولا تحزن عليهم ولا تك في ضيق مما يمكرون. إن الله مع الذين اتقوا والذين هم محسنون.
Translation Azaz Mahmood. Walaikum salam.
The translation of the verses 126 to 129 from Surah An-Nahl is as follows. I seek refuge with Allah from Satan, the accursed. In the name of Allah, the gracious, ever merciful. Call unto the way of thy Lord with wisdom and goodly exhortation, and argue with them in a way that is best. Surely, thy Lord knows best who has strayed from his way, and he knows those who are rightly guided. And if you desire to punish the oppressors, then punish them to the extent to which you have been wronged. But if you show patience, then surely that is best for those who are patient. And endure thou with patience, and verily thy patience is possible only with the help of Allah. And grieve not for them, nor feel distressed because of their plots. Verily, Allah is with those who are righteous and those who do good. Jazakumullah.
عبد الناصر انعام اردو ترجمہ.
السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ. سورۃ النحل کی آیات 126 تا 129 کا ترجمہ بیان فرمودہ حضرت خلیفۃ المسیح الرابع رحمہ اللہ تعالی پیش خدمت ہے. اللہ کے نام کے ساتھ جو بے انتہا رحم کرنے والا، بن مانگے دینے والا اور بار بار رحم کرنے والا ہے. اپنے رب کے راستے کی طرف حکمت کے ساتھ اور اچھی نصیحت کے ساتھ دعوت دے، اور ان سے ایسی دلیل کے ساتھ بحث کر جو بہترین ہو. یقیناً تیرا رب ہی اسے جو اس کے راستے سے بھٹک چکا ہو سب سے زیادہ جانتا ہے، اور وہ ہدایت پانے والوں کا بھی سب سے زیادہ علم رکھتا ہے. اور اگر تم سزا دو تو اتنی ہی سزا دو جتنی تم پر زیادتی کی گئی تھی، اور اگر تم صبر کرو تو یقیناً صبر کرنے والوں کے لیے یہ بہتر ہے. اور تو صبر کر، اور تیرا صبر اللہ کے سوا اور کسی کی خاطر نہیں. اور تو ان پر غم نہ کر، اور تو اس سے تنگی میں نہ پڑ جو وہ مکر کرتے ہیں. یقیناً اللہ ان لوگوں کے ساتھ ہے جو تقوی اختیار کرتے ہیں اور جو احسان کرنے والے ہیں.
صہیب احمد نظم.
السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. منظوم کلام سیدنا حضرت مسلح موعود رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ. نون حالان جماعت مجھے کچھ کہنا ہے، پر ہے یہ شرط کہ ضائع میرا پیغام نہ ہو. چاہتا ہوں کہ کروں چند نصائح تم کو، چاہتا ہوں کہ کروں چند نصائح تم کو، تاکہ پھر بعد میں مجھ پر
جب گزر جائیں گے ہم تم پہ پڑے گا سب بار، جب گزر جائیں گے ہم تم پہ پڑے گا سب بار، سستیاں ترک کرو طالب آرام نہ ہو، خدمت دین کو ایک فضل الہی جانو، خدمت دین کو ایک فضل الہی جانو، اس کے بدلے میں کبھی طالب انعام نہ ہو، رغبت دل سے ہو پابند نماز و روزہ، رغبت دل سے ہو پابند نماز و روزہ، نظر انداز کوئی حصہ احکام نہ ہو، اپنی اس عمر کو ایک نعمت عظمیٰ سمجھو، اپنی اس عمر کو ایک نعمت عظمیٰ سمجھو، بعد میں تاکہ تمہیں شکوائے ایام نہ ہو، تم مدبر ہو کہ جرنیل ہو یا عالم ہو، تم مدبر ہو کہ جرنیل ہو یا عالم ہو، ہم ناخوش ہوں گے کبھی تم میں گر اسلام نہ ہو، ہم ناخوش ہوں گے کبھی تم میں گر اسلام نہ ہو، نونہالان جماعت مجھے کچھ کہنا ہے، پر ہے یہ شرط کہ ضائع میرا پیغام نہ ہو۔
اجتماع رپورٹ مسرور احمد صاحب، سیکرٹری وقف نو۔
Auzubillahiminashaitanirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear Hazur, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hazur, by the grace of Allah, we are coming to the close of this year's annual Waqfeen-e-Nau Ijtema. The Ijtema was aimed at all Waqfeen-e-Nau boys above the age of 7. Our records indicate that we have a total of 2,238 boys in this age group. Hazur, like last year, we identified a number of Waqfeen-e-Nau and gave them the full responsibility for the Ijtema. This team was led by Shahid Mahmood Saab, Chairman, and Khalid Ahmad Saab, Ijtema Secretary. They formed a full team consisting of Waqfeen-e-Nau, some of whom are sitting on your left-hand side. Hazur, this year we gave the team full responsibility to deliver on every aspect of this Ijtema. To promote attendance at the Ijtema, we sent 3,793 letters to Waqfeen-e-Nau boys and girls, informing them of the Ijtema. We handed out 2,800 leaflets at various locations after Jummah prayers, and we initiated a text message campaign to act as a reminder. We wrote to each Sadr, Regional Amir and Regional Murabbi, followed up with texts, and also called each local secretary to try and ensure maximum attendance. Despite the freezing weather, by the grace of Allah, the registered attendance was a total of 1,488 Waqfeen-e-Nau boys, which is 67% of our tajneed. This compares to a registered Waqfeen-e-Nau boys tajneed of 1,406 for the 2017 Ijtema, an increase of 82 boys. Hazur, in terms of the over 15 and elder Waqfeen-e-Nau, 493 out of 1,106 have attended, i.e. 45%. We also have had a further 182 parents and guests attend, giving the total people who registered for this event at 1,638. But at Hazur, it seems that a few more have recently joined us as well. Registration and breakfast opened at 8:15 in the morning, and our opening session started at 9:30 and was chaired by myself. Hazur, my address was a verbatim address of parts of your khutbah, the essence of Waqfeen-e-Nau, that you delivered on the 28th of October 2016 from Canada. After the opening session, due to the ever-increasing numbers of Waqfeen-e-Nau, we split the boys into different age groups. The 18-plus age group started the day with their National Waqfeen-e-Nau exam. They then moved on to the Careers Forum. Again this year, we invited a number of Jamaat departments and auxiliaries to meet the boys, explain what they do in their roles, and try and encourage the boys to volunteer with them. The aim was to help the boys choose the right careers and develop the needed skills that will benefit the Jamaat in the future. Again, this year, like many previous years, the primary exhibitors were Jamia. They had a stand where they'd brought along a number of their thesis projects compiled by Jamia students over the years. This gave the Waqfeen-e-Nau a good insight into the depth of teaching, learning and thought that is prevalent in Jamia. The Jamaat departments that assisted us in the careers fair were the Tabligh Department, MTA International, Makhzan-e Tasveer, Ahmadi Bulletin, IEEE, New Ahmadis Department, Rishta Nata Vasiyat, UK Finance, Humanity First, MKA Research, Sultan al-Qalam, the Medical Association, Amore Kharja, AMSA, Amore Amma, Voice of Islam, Amore Tolaba, Review of Religions, MK Santo Tijarat, and Al-Sharikatul Islamiyya IT Department, and the Horse Riding Club. As well as the chance to mingle with the careers, there were a number of talks aimed directly for the elder age group. The first talk was by Luqman Kishra Saab, in charge Office Waqfeen-e-Nau Markaz. He addressed the boys on a range of issues, primarily focusing on the future career paths. This address was followed by short talks and presentations by the Medical Association, Humanity First, who gave an inspiring series of short clips, talks and discussion forums focused on the work that they're doing around the world, and also the Amore Kharja team as well as other departments. This was followed by Zohar Namaz and lunch. After lunch, the eldest age group were joined by the Waqfeen-e-Nau fathers for a session on Tabligh, hosted by the National Tabligh Department. This session was wide-ranging and interactive and covered both Tabligh and media. This was led by Masroor Clark Sahib. The first event of the day for the 13 to 18 age group was an interactive question and answer session hosted by Hafiz Safrullah Sahib. This was then followed by their national exam, and then this age group moved into the careers forum to join the elder boys. Following lunch, they also had a Tabligh workshop, again led by the National Tabligh Office. The two younger age groups started their day with an interactive session from Humanity First UK, led by Najm Khan Sahib and Dr. Aziz Hafiz Sahib. They presented a series of video clips to the boys and discussed a wide range of topics with them. The children were then given a short break, after which Abdul Qudus Arif Sahib and his team split them up into small groups and held discussion forums on a range of topics centered around Tabligh, cyber security, and how to answer questions on religious topics. After lunch and namaz, they had their exam and also benefited from an interactive video question and answer session. Hazur, in total, we took 1,305 Waqfeen-e-Nau exams today to add to the 1,217 Fatih-e-Nau exams that we took yesterday, giving a total of 2,522 exams this year. Hazur, I'd like to take this opportunity to convey the thanks of the Waqfeen-e-Nau department to Mirza and my colleagues in the UK Majlis-e-Amla for their help in the organisation of this Ijtema. We were greatly assisted by Rana Mashood Sahib in the General Secretary's Department, Mirza Rashid Sahib Ziafat, Safdar Ali Sahib and his Sami Basri team, Zahir Sahib alongside his management team of Baitul Futuh, Nisar Orchard Sahib and his Tabligh team, Maqbool Sahib and the IT team, Ibrahim Ikhlas Sahib and his Tabligh team, and other national secretaries. Hazur, I'd also like to thank the teams at Baitul Wahid in Feltham, led by Zahir Khan Sahib, and the team at Baitul Ihsan in Mitcham, who this year arranged for the overnight accommodation for our guests. I'd again like to thank Raja Burhan Sahib, who again organised a test to determine which child will recite the Tilawat, Nazm and translations at the opening and closing sessions. We owe a debt of gratitude to Sadr Majlis Khuddam Ahmadiyya for the support provided. Majlis Khuddam Ahmadiyya assisted us with the setup and were working alongside us throughout the Ijtema. Hazur, we also owe a very special thanks to Principal Jamia for his continuing invaluable support of the department. He again provided a huge team that took the exam, as well as providing support in every area of the running of this Ijtema. But most of all, Hazur, we would like to convey our most sincere thanks to you for your continued prayers for Waqfeen-e-Nau. Ameen.
About 15 कितने हैं?
Today we've had 493.
Total number
1,106.
out of total 3,200
1,106. Out of
are
2,000
above 14.
are above 15.
15.
And out of 2,238, 1,106 are above 15.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين
نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Alhamdulillah, UK National Waqfeen-e-Nau Ijtema has taken place today, and I hope that it will have proven beneficial to you all. According to the report of the Central Waqfeen-e-Nau Department, there are around 3,200 male Waqfeen-e-Nau here in the United Kingdom. And to have so many members of the Waqfeen-e-Nau scheme is a great blessing of Allah upon our Jamaat. Indeed, even if there is no further increase in the number of Waqfeen-e-Nau, we already have more than enough to bring about a true spiritual revolution within our Jamaat. However, to achieve this, it requires for all of you to fulfill your pledge of devoting your life for the cause of your faith and to become shining stars of Ahmadiyyat. Similarly, if all the current Waqfeen-e-Nau reach their potential, it will lead to a huge increase in our tabligh efforts, inshallah. Anyway, it does not mean that we have now reached an end. Rather, with each day that passes, the Jamaat continues to succeed and grow due to the blessings of Allah the Almighty. Hence, each year, many more children are being born into this blessed scheme, both here in the UK and across the world. Amongst the total number of Waqfeen-e-Nau boys in the UK, quite a good number has now reached the age of 15 and above. Thus, the majority of you have reached an age where a person's mind becomes quite mature and he becomes more independent. Consequently, most of you should understand your responsibilities and comprehend the pledge that your parents made on your behalf before you were born. Indeed, after renewing your pledge freely and independently, you must be mentally prepared for the sacrifices required and be ready to live your lives in full accordance with Islamic teachings. Every member of Waqfeen-e-Nau should constantly have a fear of Allah in his heart, knowing that He is watching everything that we do. As I said, the number of Waqfeen-e-Nau at this time is more than enough to bring about a spiritual and moral revolution within the Jamaat. For such a revolution to occur, it is not necessary that you all enter Jamia Ahmadiyya and train as missionaries. Certainly, the demand for missionaries is ever increasing. And so, we do want as many boys to enter Jamia as possible. However, at the same time, it is also essential that the Waqfeen-e-Nau in other fields understand their duties to the Jamaat and ensure that they are constantly increasing their religious knowledge alongside their secular education. Thus, all of you, whether you plan to enter Jamia or not, must read the Holy Quran daily and try to read its commentaries and as well as studying the ahadith and the books of the Prophet Messiah alayhi salam. Only then will you be in a position to guide and morally reform others. Only then will you be real asset in our tabligh and tarbiyat efforts. Only then will you be ready to play your role in bringing forth a true spiritual revolution in the world. The knowledge you will gain from such study will provide you with the intellectual power and capabilities to overcome the arguments of those who oppose our religion. Furthermore, you must constantly analyze yourselves and try to improve upon any personal weaknesses that exist. For example, some Waqfeen-e-Nau worry that if they give too much time to the Jamaat or become Waqf-e-Zindagi, that is, full-time life devotee, they will be deprived in material terms. They wonder how they will earn money and fulfill their personal and family needs. It is wrong for a Waqf-e-Nau to think in this way, and it is not according to the spirit of the blessed scheme of which you are a part. Rather, as member of Waqfeen-e-Nau, you should realize that worldly and material pursuits are not your objective. Rather, your goals are spiritual and your lives are to be spent in the service of the Jamaat. Thus, from a young age, you must inculcate a spirit of true sacrifice within yourselves. If you are firmly determined and resolute in your ambition to fulfill your pledge of prioritizing your faith over all worldly matters, such financial concerns will never enter your minds. And you will not be influenced by worldly attractions or material pursuits. In terms of your responsibilities, first and foremost, every Waqf-e-Nau should have the highest standards of worship and should set a positive example for others to follow in this regard. No member of Waqf-e-Nau should miss any of the 5 daily prayers, and they should try to offer congregational prayers as much as possible. If you live at a far distance from the nearest mosque or Salat center, try to arrange congregational prayers with other Ahmadi boys who live nearby. Furthermore, in order to fulfill your pledge, you must have knowledge of your faith. It is impossible to serve your religion if you do not know what it is and what it requires. As I said earlier, you should constantly try to increase your knowledge, your religious knowledge, by reading the Holy Quran, as well as studying the Hadiths, the books of Prophet Muhammad and other Jamaat literature, and also attach yourself with MTA. At least listen to my sermons every week. In all respect, people should be able to distinguish between you and others. People should be able to identify you as members of Waqfeen-e-Nau simply by observing your high moral standards. They should view you as an example for others to learn from. For example, when you are young, it is easy to become angry over small things. But as a Waqfeen-e-Nau, you should control your temper and show patience at all times. Furthermore, when you interact with other people, you should speak kindly, and your conduct and manners should be exemplary. Seek ways to help and assist others and try to solve their problems. Consider the pain of other people as though it is your own and give comfort to them. At all times, it should be clear to other Ahmadis and non-Ahmadis that you have been brought up in a good way and that you follow Islam's teachings in all aspects of your lives. It is very easy to display good behavior in front of a few people occasionally, or to appear open-hearted over those matters where you do not have a personal interest. However, the real test lies when you yourself have a personal interest or face some difficulties. It is at such times that the true character and moral fiber of a person is shown. And so, as members of Waqfeen-e-Nau, you should remain truthful and good-mannered at all times and in all circumstances. Similarly, it is easy to instruct others to be kind or to be humble and selfless. But before instructing others, you should first reform and improve your own habits. Good company is also very important, and so you should choose your friends wisely. Seek good and moral friends, and stay away from those who are involved in bad behavior. You should avoid quarrels and unnecessary disputes. You should also avoid inappropriate friendship or relationship with girls. From a young age, you should be regular in attending Jamaat events and take an active part in them, and offer as much of your time as possible to serve the Jamaat. In terms of the belief, from a young age, Waqfeen-e-Nau should have the habit of spreading the message of Islam. In today's world, many people hold a negative view of Islam. And so it is a great challenge for all of you to counter the false impression that has developed. It is your duty, even more than others, to show the world that Islam is a religion of peace, love, and compassion. Thus, at weekends or during holidays, you should do tabligh and play your role in defending Islam from the false allegations that are leveled against it. Both the Jamaat and Majlis Khuddam al-Ahmadiyya host tabligh functions and events. And so you should offer your services and try to help as much as possible. Where you will be gaining the pleasure of Allah by extending the message of Islam to others. You will also be increasing your own knowledge, experience, and confidence. These skills will, inshallah, benefit you throughout your life. Moreover, humility and forbearance are very important characteristics and qualities that you should develop. In fact, humility should be the hallmark of all members of Waqfeen-e-Nau. On the other hand, you should have a hatred for any form of arrogance and pride, and you should do a personal jihad against it. Further, you should try to offer the Friday prayers each week and make sure that you listen to my Friday sermons. At all times, you should try to increase your relationship with Khilafat more than others. Members of Waqfeen-e-Nau should seek the nearness and guidance of Khilafat at all times. You should be examples of obedience and should strive to understand and fulfill whatever instructions the Khalifa Waqf gives to the members of the Jamaat. In terms of your secular education, those Waqfeen-e-Nau who are in secondary school, particularly those aged 14 or 15, should try to develop a keen interest in science subjects and strive to excel, because apart from missionaries, we also have a great need for doctors. We also require teachers both in science and in other academic fields. And so Waqfeen-e-Nau should also take up teaching. Moving on, I wish to remind you of the great importance of reading the books of the Prophet Muhammad and understanding his expectations of the Jamaat. As a Waqfeen-e-Nau, you must pay attention and reflect on the words of the Prophet ﷺ at all times and have firm faith in whatever he has taught. In this regard, the Prophet ﷺ himself said that if his followers did not act upon his instructions, it meant they were weak in faith. Certainly, we cannot expect to reform the world and guide it towards salvation if the members of Waqfeen-e-Nau, who are the future ambassadors of our Jamaat, are themselves weak in their faith. The Prophet ﷺ also expressed his ardent desire that the members of his Jamaat be those who furthered the cause of Tawheed, the oneness of Allah, with great passion and zeal. Thus, at every opportunity, the Waqfeen-e-Nau should be at the forefront of doing tabligh and seeking to bring people towards the one God. Furthermore, the Prophet Muhammad repeatedly advised about the importance of Zikr Ilahi, the remembrance of Allah. And so, you should try to develop the habit of praying and remembering Allah throughout the day and not just during the 5 daily prayers. Also, when it comes to morality and spirituality, always seek to progress and advance. Never think that you have achieved all that is required and have now fulfilled your objectives. Indeed, the Prophet ﷺ said that the true believer should never become satisfied but should always seek to increase his relationship with Allah the Almighty and to increase in righteousness. If you have this spirit, then inshallah you will be successful, because Allah the Almighty helps those who are ever restless in their efforts to gain His nearness. The Prophet ﷺ also instructed that we should sincerely pray that Allah protects us from all immoral activities and that we stay pure and good and God-fearing at all times. Certainly, in today's society, where there are many dangers and pitfalls that exist, these prayers are even more important as a means of protecting you from the vices and temptations all around. On another occasion, the Prophet ﷺ said that our Jamaat will only be distinguished from other Muslims if we sincerely follow the true teachings of Islam and view the Holy Quran as our guiding light at all times. Certainly, members of the Waqfeen-e-Nau scheme should pay particular attention to this point. In every matter and in every action, you should be guided by what Islam teaches and requires from you. Every moment of your lives should be governed by the teachings of the Holy Quran and the blessed practice of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. If your conduct is according to Islam, then you will not only benefit yourselves, but you will also be means of pride for the Jamaat and become an example to others as well. If you are moral and honest, other people will naturally be drawn towards you, and you will be a means of inspiration to them. Alhamdulillah, we have many converts in our Jamaat, and when asked what initially attracted them to Ahmadiyyat, many responded by saying that it was the good conduct and high morals of their Ahmadi friends which drew them towards Islam. Thus, if you are sincere Ahmadi Muslims, and if your behavior is according to the teachings of Islam, you will be constantly taking part in a silent form of tabligh for which you will be rewarded by Allah the Almighty. Unquestionably, every Ahmadi should have high standards and partake in this silent tabligh. But it is also true that our Waqfeen-e-Nau should be the standard bearers in this regard. Always remember that we are the fortunate ones because Allah the Almighty sent the Prophet Muhammad to guide us, and we were able to accept his claim. However, as I said earlier, it is not just enough to accept him. Rather, we must make every effort to reform ourselves and to fulfill the conditions of our ba'ath and to practice what we preach. In this regard, the Prophet ﷺ said, if a person does ba'ath, it is not enough for him to merely accept Ahmadiyyat as the truth. A verbal declaration on its own is not enough to gain Allah's blessings or to please Him until it is accompanied by sincerity and pious conduct. He further says, thus, once you enter the Jamaat, strive to be righteous and fear Allah at all times. Abstain from all forms of wrongdoing and vice. Be kind in your speech and make istighfar your constant companion, and pray with great sincerity during namaz. At the end, I pray that may Allah grant you all the ability to fulfill that sacred pledge and bond that was first made by your parents prior to your birth and which you have since renewed. And the younger children, Waqfeen-e-Nau, will inshallah renew. May Allah, all of you, fulfill your duties. May all of you fulfill your duties and be amongst those who bring about a true and everlasting spiritual revolution in the world. Ameen. Now join me in silent prayer. Ameen. Masroor? Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.